So currently our page is almost working, just not quite the way we want. When we click on these tabs, the active state does change and the content area does display, but it doesn't replace the existing ones, and the non-active tabs don't take on the non-active tab styling. So we're going to want to refine this so that it has that bit of functionality built into it. So in essence, what we want to do is make sure that only the active tab is actually displayed. In order to make that happen, we are going to go into our active tab function, and right now we're setting the active tabs, and that part works fine. But what we need to do is we need to take that active class away from the ones that are not active. Now, we could keep track of which one is currently active and then only take away the active class when we need to, but our classes are relatively simple. So what we can do is just reset these classes on all of them, and then after that's done, we'll set the active class. And this is going to happen really quickly so that users won't even notice that it's happening. So let's go ahead and implement this into our code. I'm going to do this on each of my tab header elements and each of the tab content elements. So let's place this code inside of our activate tab function. I'm going to use the get element by ID, and we're going to get the contents of the tab header -1. We're going to use that same class name property, and we're just going to set it to tab header. Notice that I'm calling this before I add the class name of active, so I want this to occur first. Then I'm just going to copy paste this line of code, and we'll change the tab headers to the appropriate tab headers. And then we'll do the same thing for the tab content. And let's just change these to tab content as well, so we're resetting them back to the default settings. And now when we save our page, if we go refresh in the browser, when I click on the tabs, you can see that the appropriate tab is displaying as active, as well as the appropriate content. The other tabs are remaining hidden. So the tabs are working, everything is coming together pretty well. But let's go ahead and make our code just a little bit more streamlined. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut these lines of code right here that are setting the class name, and we are going to augment our code so that we can run a function. We'll just put the function down here at the bottom, and then we'll call the function in the position that we want. So I'm going to make a function called deactivate tabs, and then what I'll do is I'll paste in all that code that we had before, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up above when I actually add the active state in, and we're just going to call the function of deactivate tabs. And now if we save our page and refresh in the browser, it should work in the exact same way. Our code is just a little bit more streamlined in this manner. So now you can see by using JavaScript we were able to create switchable tabs on our web page.